Hello, everyone, and welcome to another bonus episode. I'm Gabe, and today you will be deciding what the battle gimmick is for the Palean region. I got a lot of really amazing suggestions in the last video, and I legitimately could not decide. So, I picked the most exciting ideas and refined them down into 3 concepts that I think could work well. The first is the most requested, the second fits the region's themes the best, and the third is just a little wacky and out there. At the end of the video, I'm going to ask you to leave a comment with your preference, and we'll be deciding on the gimmick of the region based on the response. But let's not waste any more time and jump into it. Option 1. I had a lot of interest in bringing Mega Evolution back, or introducing an evolution mechanic which essentially functions the same as Mega Evolution. I also had some suggestions for super attacks that felt akin to Z moves. So what if we were able to bring back all of the goodies from past generations? Now, I'm not as knowledgeable about Pokemon lore as someone like, say, a Bird Keeper Toby, but from what I understand, the 3 previous battle mechanics, Mega Evolution, Z moves, and Dynamax, are tied to the mysterious infinity energy in the Pokemon world. So what we're going to do is to claim that in our prehistoric region, infinity energy is present in a more pure form here, allowing trainers and their Pokemon to harness it and use it as they wish. So once per battle, you would be able to select a little infinity bond icon, wherein you could choose to either Mega Evolve a Pokemon, Dynamax a Pokemon for 3 turns, or execute a Z move. You'd still need to have, the correct Mega Stone or Z Crystal, but it would work essentially the same as it has in past games. And, alright, though we don't know exactly what it is at the moment, this would also include the sparkly new gimmick from Scarlet and Violet. For me, this is probably the least exciting since we're just rehashing old ideas, some of which I'm not the biggest fan of. I'm looking at you, Z moves, and I also can't guarantee that I'll have the time to do a bunch of new Megas or Dynamax forms. Oh, and if you're curious why the art for this is a Dynamax Cactumo, well, I wanted to do a Mega for it, but right this second we only have one fully evolved design in our region, and that's Takashuru, who probably wouldn't get a Mega anyway. So I hope you like the adorable Doom that is Dynamax Cactumo. It will smoosh you with its cuteness. Now, before I go into our second option, I want to give an honorable mention to a suggestion where Pokemon could use up their HP to deliver a devastating attack. It's a great idea, but I wasn't sure how much it would change how battling worked. It's kind of like another underdeveloped gimmick, looking at you again, Z moves, but I still love the concept enough that we're going to say that there's a new move available in our region called Extinction Event. It's a ghost-type attack that drains the user's HP fully, and unlike Self-Destruct, this deals damage proportional to how much HP you're losing. And just because I would want it to have some usage, it would be a TM that basically every Pokemon could use. Alright, time for option 2. I had someone suggest giving Mega Evolutions to every Pokemon with the justification that they are prehistoric and more closely tied to evolution. I love that reasoning, but I could not see myself making a Mega for every single Pokemon. But what I found interesting is making sure that every Pokemon can utilize the mechanic effectively. This is one of the few things that Dynamax and Z moves do better than Mega Evolution. Since Mega Evolution is only available to a small pool of Pokemon, it ends up kind of limiting which Pokemon are viable. So, what can we do about that? I'm calling this mechanic the Primal Surge. Once per battle, you can choose a Pokemon who is holding a Primal Crystal key item, and that causes a massive amount of primal infinity energy to flow into them. They would remain like this for the remainder of the battle, like a Mega Evolution, but their overall design would not change. This is to be nice to our imaginary game developers working on this concept. The Pokemon instead would get a flaring aura, their outline would flicker and jitter wildly, and they would take on a more feral pose. Mechanically, they get a pretty impressive stat boost. Their stats stay proportionally the same, so if it has high attack or defense, then it will still have high attack or defense, but the overall total will increase to 600. So you're basically taking any Pokemon, forgoing their held item to give them this Primal Crystal, and then turning them into essentially a pseudo-legendary. On the whole, the Primal Surge Pokemon are a hair less powerful than Megas, but their versatility makes for a really exciting mechanic. Also, just look at little Fleetweed going full Super Saiyan, ready to absolutely obliterate its opponent. It's pretty fun. Okay, before we get on to the last mechanic, there's another honorable mention. This idea was that you would be able to splice two battling Pokemon together to create a hybrid. This ties so well to the Jurassic series, but I struggled to find a way to implement it that didn't involve either having a unique hybrid for every Pokemon combination or severely limiting what Pokemon could fuse together. That being said, I loved the idea of a hybrid so much that we're going to be adding it to the lore. Way farther down the road, we'll run into some legendaries for the region, but as of now, there is no man-made legendary. I've got some details to figure out, but I think our region needs a fun side quest where you can create and battle a beastly hybrid, so keep an eye out for that in the future. Time for the final battle gimmick. The last suggestion that really caught my eye was having Pokemon perform team moves. Conceptually, really fun, but I had to figure out how it would be viable outside of double battles. The ramifications of this one are pretty fun, and there's a lot to play with, so hear me out. We're going to justify this mechanic by saying that our prehistoric Pokemon are always adapting and creating new moves just to survive. Because of this, they can perform what I'm calling an adaptation attack. At any time, you can choose to hit a little, adapt button and pick one of your attacks. Your Pokemon will not attack, but instead hunker down, taking half damage for the turn, and channel the chosen move's typing into their body. The next time they choose the little adapt button, they'll pick another move. The two typings combine into a new combo move. So in the case of this drawing, little Sailil adapted a water type and a dragon type move to pull off a new powerful attack. But it could be electric and psychic, or ghost and ice, or any combination of types. What the attacks would look like and be called would be a pretty fun design challenge on its own. The resulting attack would operate like Flying Press, where it's going to do damage to the opponent with whichever type would do more damage. And like Dynamax, the base damage dealt is dependent on the power of the move selected. And of course, if you're in a double battle, you can do this in the same turn by having your two Pokemon complete the attack together. I think the mechanic would lead to some really interesting strategies, especially if, when a Pokemon chose to adapt a move, it did not announce what move was chosen. It would just say, Sailil hunkered down and adapted a move, but you wouldn't know if the upcoming move was going to be part water type, part dark, ghost, or who knows. And there you have it. Those are the three options for our new battle gimmick. We've got Infinity Bond, where your Pokemon are able to harness primal infinity energy and execute any of the prior battle gimmicks. Primal Surge, where that primal infinity energy of the region flows into your Pokemon, causing it to go Super Saiyan and increase its power to the level of a pseudo-legendary. And Adaptation Attacks, that lets you create all of the various move combinations that come with the 18 Pokemon types. But now is the moment of truth. Let me know down in the comments below which of these battle mechanics you want in the Paleon region, and I'll announce the selection in a future video. With that, I just wanted to thank you all so much for watching, and please leave a like if you enjoy these concepts. And actually, if you're not, go ahead and subscribe so that you don't miss out on the decision for the region's battle mechanic. I'm looking forward to hearing all your thoughts on today's episode down in the comments below, and I'll see you in episode 7.